Kyoko stepped closer, examining the extraordinary detail of the statue and wondering at it for the 100th time. They were almost exactly alike, she and the statue, but it had been carved over 1,000 years ago in this world, not hers. Once again she asked herself who could have put it there and why. How could something be carved with a face that no one had known or seen prior to its creation? Kyoko sighed again, wondering what she was doing. It was almost midnight, and she had told the guardian she wouldn't be back until morning. But while lying in her soft bed in her relatively safe world, she couldn't sleep due to some sixth sense telling her that things were about to change. Whether those changes were for the better or for the worse, she couldn't say, and the dreams of the enemy weren't helping. Her thoughts pivoted between the guardian heart crystal and the shattered talisman it had become. As always, her daydreams and nightmares shifted through the guardians that she had never asked for and the dangerous demons they brought with them. Her thoughts instantly turned to Hyakue, their enemy. She couldn't understand how someone so strikingly beautiful could be so cruel and dangerous. Kyoko saw another flash of lightning streak across the sky in the distance. She cocked an eyebrow, reminding herself that looks could be deceiving. Beautiful or not, just like lightning, Hyakue was very dangerous. She knew that as Hyakue collected pieces of the scattered talisman, he became that much stronger, even though he was extremely powerful to begin with. He already had the ability to take the weaker, low-born demons within himself and thrive on their dark power. He could also release that power with devastating effects when the time was right, like in battle. With ability like that, why would he bother with the Guardian Heart Crystal? What would he have to gain by gathering the talisman? Did he truly believe he would gain everything he desired once it was complete and in his possession? Again, those were questions that only led to more questions and secrets that were never meant to be known. Kyoko looked into the stone eyes of the maiden, wondering what secrets it held. Reaching up with her hand, she touched the marble cheek gently and asked, "Hyakue seems almost unstoppable, even without the help of the talismans. So why is he trying to find them?" "Silence," was her answer. Realizing she was once again talking to a stone object, Kyoko clamped her mouth shut so she would keep her thoughts to herself. "Gee, I really need friends," she mumbled. Lowering her hand, she turned her back to the shrine that transported her between worlds. Resuming her thoughts, she bit her bottom lip as she pictured the enemy within her mind. As Hyakue gained more of the scattered talisman, he became more dangerous to deal with. If he ever gained all the pieces of the talisman, he would then be able to breach the barrier between the demon and the human world. This was the true answer to her question. If that happened, neither world would be able to stop his deadly obsession with the power of darkness. "I won't let that happen, you know." Her shoulders dropped with the weight of keeping that promise. Her mind shifted back to the dream she'd had less than an hour ago, the same dream that left her in a cold sweat and bolting upright in her bed. The sounds and feelings of the dream had been so real that she could have sworn she'd really been there. It was as if she was watching it all happen and feeling it at the same time. "But that's impossible, right?" She glanced back toward the statue as the memory of the dream came back to haunt her. Hyakue had captured her in her dream, and although she had fought him, did she really stand a chance? Kyoko blinked, hoping the remembrance of the dream would soon vanish. She didn't want to feel the fear that she knew would come with the vision that bordered closer to a nightmare. Seeing the maiden statue staring back at her, it dawned on her. Whether it had really happened in the past or was truly just a memory of a dream, it was still a memory in the fullest sense of the word. She felt the images crashing back toward her, making her feel like a deer caught in the headlights. Her eyes slid closed again as if fate were demanding that she remember it all, even remembering the enemy's thoughts. This time it was not the same visions as the last. In the dream, she'd come through the heart of time. But instead of the guardians being there waiting on her, it had been the enemy, Hyakue. As she turned to flee back the way she had came, he'd reached out and grasped her wrist in an iron grip to halt her flight. No matter how hard she fought to get away from him, it seemed the more she struggled, the closer he got. He reached his other hand out and gripped her chin to raise her frightened gaze to his, and she stopped struggling the moment their eyes locked. Instead of the cold, black eyes of the enemy, she was looking into warm, brown eyes. "Welcome back," Hyakue whispered softly just as his lips descended on hers.